In town, bad neighbors are common, sadly. I don't know a single person that doesn't have a bad neighbor story once in their life, if not multiple times. You bet. It happens in town. But you might be surprised that even out in the country, rural folks, the salt of the earth, if you will, kind of people, they also can have bad neighbors. An example, I had my friend up there north of Palisade. His neighbor had said, we're going to put in a new fence. He would put the fence in if my friend would pay for half of it, pay half the cost. And my friend agreed. He said, yeah, it needs to be replaced. So that guy, he took the fence out. But when he put the new fence in, he moved it over 10 feet onto the property of my friend. In other words, he sold 10 feet of his land. Now, you might think that's not a great big deal, but a mile long, a section is a mile long, so that's a mile times 10 feet. That adds up to quite a bit of property that he stole. Well, my friend and his wife went over and confronted him about it. An argument consumed them both, and they finally got into a fight in which my friend got beat up, and his wife was there, and she got beat up by that guy too. They were both beaten up. Now, they did get the justice. They took him to court and got the fence moved back to where it originally was. And they paid for some hospital bills because she had been beaten up bad enough to ended up in a hospital. But be that as it may, it can come at any direction. Now, my wife and I worked for 43 years part-time for a ranch out here. And they had a neighbor that didn't care for them. Didn't care for them. Now, the rancher even rented some of that guy's land, but it didn't matter. That guy didn't like him, so he called the government on him. Going to get him in trouble. My friend and the rancher I work for, he said all of a sudden, here come the county sheriff, county attorney, and he said probably half a dozen vehicles all together, state and federal. And the only thing that kept him from being handcuffed was the county attorney. He said, I know him, you're not going to handcuff him. Otherwise, they'd handcuffed him and roughed him up that way. And what did he do wrong? Well, the neighbor said that he had started an illegal dump on his property. You can't have a dump on your property anymore. And he had started one. Oh, really? Okay. They told the location, so the whole bunch drove over to the area, and it was a low-maintenance road. And every time it would flood out that direction, it would wash that road out because the ditch it just wasn't able to hold the water, and it just washed the road. And then the county would have to come in and repair it. So rather than continually fight that, the owner, the rancher, he took and put some old dead trees along there and brush, anything like that to try to hold back the water along in that ditch. And it did reasonably well. And even the state and the county was appreciative of what he had done. Said, yeah, that's the right way to have done it. And everything was done right. Okay, fine. So it should have been done. But no, the feds were there. So they said, well, while we're here, we're going to look around. Well, he's got 40,000 acres of land. And you better believe they covered every square inch of that trying to find something else to fine him for, or even put him in prison or take his farm away from him. Absolutely. That was the kind of people they were. And that's your government at work. But it started because of a neighbor. A bad neighbor. You bet. They're everywhere and anywhere. So be prepared and be ready, and don't break any laws just in case somebody sends something at you. You guys have a good day.